Amidst the chaos and devastation of World War II, a haunting mystery unfolded in the treacherous waters of the North Atlantic. It was the spring of 1943, and the battle for control of the sea lanes was reaching its peak. The German U-boats were a formidable force, lurking beneath the waves, waiting to strike at Allied convoys transporting vital supplies from North America to Europe. The Allies' response was the establishment of Convoy SC-131, an armada of merchant ships and warships sailing together, believing that safety could be found in numbers. However, what transpired during the convoy's journey would leave experts and historians puzzled for decades to come. Convoy SC-131 set sail from Sydney, Nova Scotia, on April 15, 1943, with 54 merchant ships and a protective escort of warships. Their destination was Liverpool, England, a perilous journey of thousands of miles through the icy waters of the North Atlantic, where danger lurked in every shadow. In the first few days of the voyage, things appeared relatively calm. The convoy's escort ships skillfully fended off attacks from a few lurking U-boats, giving the merchant ships a sense of security. However, as the convoy ventured farther into the open sea, the skies darkened, and a fierce storm began to brew. The weather was relentless, with high winds and heavy waves thrashing against the vessels, making navigation challenging. On April 23, 1943, as the storm raged on, the convoy's escort ships struggled to maintain formation. Communication lines were down, and visibility was severely limited. In the chaos, a few merchant ships inadvertently deviated from the convoy's path, leaving them vulnerable and isolated. Unbeknownst to the rest of the convoy, these lost ships had strayed into the clutches of a cunning and relentless U-boat commander, Kapitänleutnant Helmut Witte, aboard U-527. As the storm subsided, the convoy's remaining ships regrouped, unaware of the fate that had befallen their lost companions. However, something seemed amiss. Their numbers were no longer complete. Panic and confusion spread among the surviving merchant ships as they realized that several vessels were missing. Desperate attempts were made to re-establish contact, but the whereabouts of the lost ships remained unknown. Days turned into weeks, and still there was no trace of the missing ships. Despite the Allied forces' best efforts to search the vast expanse of the Atlantic, no wreckage, survivors, or any evidence of an attack were found. The lost convoy ships seemed to have vanished without a trace. It wasn't until after the war that some startling clues emerged. Intelligence reports indicated that U-527 had indeed been active in the area during the time of the convoy's disappearance. Further investigations revealed that Kapitänleutnant Helmut Witte was a cunning and ruthless commander with a reputation for achieving surprising results. However, even under intense interrogation after the war's end, Witte refused to divulge any information about the fate of the missing ships or their crews. The mystery deepened when intelligence analysts discovered a coded message intercepted from U-527 during the storm. It contained coordinates and timestamps that matched the convoy's last known position before the loss of contact with the missing ships. The message hinted at a carefully orchestrated plan, suggesting that U-527 had successfully isolated the merchant vessels from the convoy by exploiting the chaos of the storm. Various theories emerged to explain the fate of the lost convoy. Some believed that the merchant ships might have been scuttled or deliberately sunk by the U-boat to avoid capture and interrogation. Others speculated that the lost ships could have fallen victim to uncharted underwater hazards or run aground on a remote island, far from the usual search areas. As the decades passed, the mystery of Convoy SC-131 remained unsolved, and the fate of the missing ships became a haunting enigma. Families of the crew members clung to hope, yearning for answers about their loved ones' final moments. In 1999, a team of underwater archaeologists set out on a mission to investigate the area where the convoy's contact was lost. Using advanced sonar technology, they meticulously scanned the ocean floor, hoping to uncover the remains of the lost vessels. After weeks of painstaking work, the team made a startling discovery. Approximately 250 miles off the coast of Newfoundland, they found a cluster of shipwrecks lying at the ocean's bottom. Among them were the remnants of several merchant ships from Convoy SC-131. The wreckage offered some clues, but it also raised more questions. The ships showed signs of severe damage consistent with torpedo attacks, but the lack of identifiable markings on the hulls made it challenging to conclusively determine which ships they were. It was a bittersweet revelation for the families of the crew members, as it finally provided closure, yet many questions remained unanswered. To this day, the exact circumstances of the loss of convoy SC-131 and the fate of its missing ships remain a haunting mystery. The story of the lost convoy serves as a poignant reminder of the sacrifices made during World War II and the unfathomable depths of the ocean that still hold untold secrets from that tumultuous time in history.